Hello, peoples. So, first, oh god, I'm messing this up already. So today, as title suggests, we are going to get on with the Minmus base building. I guess we need to make a fuel silo, and also quarters for the pleb who has to go plug in and unplug the Kerbal attachment system winch. So anyway, I unlocked nuclear power, did a bit of hopping around with that seismic scanner probe on Minmus. So yeah, anyway, let's, I guess, get on with the building, the stuff. Okay. So we will want, well, pretty much the same thing we had on the refinery. Pretty much the same setup, actually, except with a fair bit less batteries. Yeah. Also not so many massive solar panels. I also probably need less solar panels, but bleh. Cut out. Oh, nearly. Time it. Somehow to get to the on. Ah, there, got it. Okay. Center. Should be more battery. We will actually want actually we have no purpose for this bit, so we'll just start up a new scratch. So have that. Stick antenna on the top. Put underneath it. Stabilizer thing. Then we have below that a battery. Works on the sides batteries. Below that, we'll put our one propellant storage. It's here. More than enough power for what this thing needs to actually do. Improve that before, so has to last Minmus a night in orbit, which I guess is possible to do. It's 200 electric charge. Anyway, you need, however, these. Side. So, both are okay. Then we need the big boy fuel tank. Possibly big boy fuel tank again, depending on how big of a storage you want to put. And then this, no, we're gonna have slightly. Yeah, I missed the very thin 3.75 meter tank hull at some point. Ooh. Hey, I'll just keep that and drain this to empty. Drain this to mostly empty. This also needs to be emptied. Put fuel drain valves on both of them. Okay. And base fuel silo. Then bottom. Just need something to give it a thrust weight ratio above 1. Minmus with it empty. Thrust weight 5. Good enough. Then want landing bit, so okay, no, big one. Okay, then we enable hard clipping, so I can sync correctly without cutting off crossfeed. Crossfeed. Upper node list, so I mean, actually it doesn't really matter which nodes it connects to. Okay, then it's offset all the way down. So give it a little bit of extension so we clean the muzzle. Now, also important, we want to be able to maneuver this near, so besides that, we'll also want some these arrayed around such that RCS Build Aid, assuming that much in the tank. Translation. So the way you use this is that set the direction you want. This RCS Build Aid mod is very useful. It tells you all sorts of stuff about, well, doing this, balancing your RCS ports. So what you do is you stick RCS ports on roughly where you think they should go. Then you see how much torque they're going to produce with the and the center of mass at the positions referenced. Oh no, we want to reference the wet center. Just kind of halfway, I'd say. Here. Okay. That should allow us to translate across the surface and line ourselves up better. Now, also important is our connections to the various things. So we also want resource transfer station here, and a joint socket here. That turn this into the tail one so that the shroud looks good, and oh yeah, we also need panels. And I'm going to put some lights on. Yes, lights. Oh, that was the science one. This is the lights one. Okay. Spotlight. Just turn that. So let's put this on the ground to some extent. Roughly on the ground. Look at where lights are pointed. Down. Side a bit. On some global coordinates. Out. That should provide nice lighting up of whatever we're going to actually be refueling. Put a dome light. Sides for the plug. Actually, little floodlights there. It's on. It's like out. There and that, actually. To actually start eliminating the side of the craft. There. Symmetry. Perfect. And for final checked, actually, we're going to put a little navigation warner light on top. So we're actually going to take this off, put it on top of, and not something this big, but perhaps this. How far does this go? Very far. No. Ah, okay, I want the little telescoping one. Then that's on top. Some lights. These ones. I guess up. Very red. It's very red. And then blink at 1 second. Turn them around so that they point down. Synchronizing these is a bit hard. Do we want just one? I mean, really, I don't think any of this is actually gonna show up correctly. One here. Let's offset it to the center. Perhaps that will work, and then it's gonna light up the antenna. That, and then it's on. Red. Let's see if that actually works. Well enough. Cool. Okay. And then I want to stick all this on top of rocket to go to Minmus. Load that, then open binary. That. Then we just reroutes to this. Yoink its rocket off. Or just do that. Going to this part. That part. Pulled off by that. Route it. That. Pull this up. Now, how much delta V did it's down? There. Said shunt central. Okay. That all fits within pairing quite nicely. Not now the refinery. How much does the refinery by itself mass? 16.5 tons. So fuel silo, how much does the fuel silo mass? 18.2 tons. How much did how much delta V did it have? That's the more important question, because this had fuels in it. 4.9 per second. Fuel silo has 5.6. because this is already partially full. Now, thrust to weight ratio. Looks good enough. Drop that. There. Cool. Anything else? This looks good. Looking good. Staging is looking good. We pop that. Okay. Fuel silo complete. Oh wait, no. The fuel silo not complete. We need to actually make the fairing. Fairing. Oop. Then from here we can start going. Start. Air. Looks good. Okay. Still on clamshell 6 sides. Send this up. Launch. Okay. So, the standard TCA enable stage 2 orbit 80 inclination of either plus or minus 6 degrees depending where we are. We're here, it's going to be plus because this is orbit up, which we can see because I put a satellite carefully aligned. Gotta wait until the launch site is directly below this intersection point. There. Okay. Launch. Rocket going up. Smoothly. Rocket noises. Further rocket noises. It's a bit redundant for me to be saying it now. I've said it every single stream. I love the skippers. They look so nice. Their plumes look so nice. They're... I don't know. I mean, like, fairly good rocket engines for general purpose. Decently efficient. Fairly powerful. And don't drop off too much in efficiency as you increase the atmospheric pressure. Very nice. Staging. collision alarms and sounds every time, which will speed this up to increase to 50%. Boot our apoapsis out of the atmosphere faster. Post time warp. To 70. Space. Go. It's open. Executing soon. Circularization burn. Up the fairing. We are orbit. Okay. Extend the antenna. Solar panels. Plot a course for Minmus. This is here. Burn. Actually, first we want to correct our orbit. So it's the ascending nodes. We want to go this way at tiny. Do we? Control authority to actually get around, swing ourselves around quick enough? I think we do. We were able to get it around. But, okay. So, in any case, to get to Minmus, Minmus is there. So sets are around here. Too far. That gets us in planet here. This appears to be to encounter. Okay. Execute this node. Banana. Banana. Just a bear. Oh god, I forgot to update the stream title. I typed it in, but I didn't actually press the button. Hold on. No, this is stream 7. There. Need to... Okay, I'm putting this in my to-do list. Remember where to press. What's the button called? Remember to press done. Jeez. Save. There. Okay. Now I have it for my next thing. To actually remember to press the button to update. Anyway, this fairly well. Oh jeez. Retrograde. Fix that problem. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Save. Warp over to the SOI. It's just happen. Go next. Let's quick. Okay. Thus, and you warp forward it. Then warp here. Okay. Say okay a lot. Having other things to fill the time. Oh. Right, let's to capture. Area happens to be something like 10. There. Good. Okay. Execute that node. Good. This. The stage middle. Stage just before forming them. Actually, one full stage separation. Oh, this is sets to yes. Continue on whatever orbit that was. Now I might actually make some missions about intercepting that debris, bringing it back. We have more than enough Delta V to land. Then after this, well, I guess we'll make the crew quarters next, and then we need to make a fuel tanker. Bring fuel to orbit. This is because this silo does not have the thrust to mass ratio to do it. Right. Here we're going to enough. Then perform some hopefully successful precision landing. we're actually gonna do this directly over them. So I think lep down another maneuver right here to flop us. Estimating how much it's going to turn, I think around there is good. Oop. Enable RCS actually. Should get us to swing around a bit faster. Yep. Go. Then we'll start to use the precision capabilities of throttle controlled Avionics to land ourselves right next to this. Yeah. To burn a little bit, let's actually try to. Well, first of all, now we have plenty of Delta V. It's just fine. Let's try to. There we go. Put our. Try to put our predicted landing spot right next to the refinery. Okay. Save here. Warp ourselves down. Keep an eye on the suicide burn. Retrograde. Then down till this gets to like 3 seconds, I'd say. One burn. Hey. Should to try to deflect us away from the refinery. Okay. Level stop. So now we hover at around this altitude and sort of thrust ourselves into position. Oh wait, no, okay, this one's level. Start Avionics. Now slow ourselves down this direction. Up in this direction. Drift to position. Brake. Stop. Stop. Come down slowly. Yes. Turn that off. Okay. Stop it from beeping it. Now, just to hover around here. Drop ourselves a little bit closer. The winch connect this distance. So a little bit closer. Left hover. ourselves down. Contact. Turn off. Avionics. Wrong button. This one. So turn off throttle control. Here. Nice. Landed, and then we can lights. Extend this. Lock it, and then good. Actually, how long will last once we just warp until night and see what happens. Ooh, that goes down fast. Yeah, good thing we're gonna have it plugged into this. Alright, it's time to find living quarters and also a shuttle to send them there. Ab. Keep the same launcher, I think. So just completely ditch this. Grab one again. So, important bits. We want a centrifuge. We want a commandy bit, so this station core seems like a decent choice. Actually, we're gonna add 10. Or we can put a cupola module on. Here. Okay. Then, on the sides of this, we're gonna put our airlock stuff. Okay. Keypad is the correct way up. Nice. There. Okay. So. Okay. Then on the other side, we're gonna put best way to actually get everything centered, I find, is stick an engine on the bottom, any engine, then RCS Build Aid, and it'll tell you the torque. Ooh, I noticed the problem. Porthole observation thingy is 0.3 tons. This is 0.055 tons. Okay. Must be all the glass. Glass tends to be heavy. Heavy but massy. Therefore heavy. Because of how. So anyway. That's fine. Although actually, does it have reaction wheels? Yes, it has fairly powerful reaction wheels. Nice. Now we want a centrifuge because Minmus has very, very low gravity, which is not good for your bones. Put this on. Actually, we're going to put it this way so that the mass is a bit lower down. Now, because Minmus has very low gravity, our Kerbals are mostly going to be standing sideways in this. Actually, this puts the centrifuge self-load. On top of that, we're going to put battery and some comms stuff, I think. Structure. That maybe so. Or adaptee stuff would be better. Okay, then. Battery. And we're gonna actually have fuel down here, so we're gonna fairly wide base. I know. Take this thing, flip this on it. There. Then put thank you, Red for Uzi, for the follow. Hopefully this is interesting. Yeah. I am definitely a robot. Totally. So let's now power. Also, what brings you here? Should start quizzing followers. Perhaps. This antenna. Yeah. Thank you. Let's see if I open transfer. Oh, like how I rigged my neck. It's a universal joint. Required quite a bit of figuring out to get the constraints to work with VC face.
it's around. So that right? Yeah, I did. Now, of note, I am just ahead at this point. Yeah, I'm just ahead to this point because if you're only going to see me from the neck up, what's the point of modeling a body? I did get a leap motion, so yeah, did get a leap motion, so I might model myself a body at some point. Now let's done with the actual habitation thing. Want the rotation servo. Okay, and then on top of that, we'll say hinge. On top of that, we'll want the communication. And there we go. Then we're going let's pull this off. Oh, there we go. Perfect. It's here. It's here. So it's in. Okay. The way to put this. Yeah. The figuring out the how to actually get the I guess quote ear antennae to both be on dynamic bones and also follow animations. It was a bit interesting. The way dynamic bones were explained was they weren't explained very good, so I was having trouble with them being offset and all sorts of stuff. But I figured it out. It was make a bunch of tutorials on this actually, because there's no tutorials on how to do this. Yeah. So we have that. Comms, lights. We're going to want some lights, although those tend. Here. Let's put one of the above the airlock. Okay, good. And then just stick a structural part on it so it doesn't it's floating. Cubic Techno struts are so useful for everything. There we go. Deflate that to figure out how drop down. So now we get fuel tank for this. Yeah. That. Where is it? Oh yeah, ground. This. Now, we're using this because, partially because it looks cool, very stable. but also because it has no suspension. So when we pull in and out of time warp, when we're refueling something, it's not going to bounce itself into the air. So then I can immediately resume time warp without it time warping into the ground and exploding. Now, now this is actually a relatively small base compared to what we have going on here, but that's fine. We're landing on the flats, so it's gonna be perfectly level ground. Oh, I forgot. I want to put the engine on before this, so you don't accidentally connect the engine to that, and it's not the place you want to connect. Carrier. Tail there. Then put this here. It down. Back tight. Extend. And if we were going to land on something not perfectly level, you can individually move each of these legs. There. Okay. It's more than enough to deorbit. So there. Ooh. One thing I could do is put fuel tanks there. How much does this hold? 160. This does do. So it's exactly equivalent to 2 of these. Now, this will actually expand the fairing though, so we'll not do it, but we could make this more compact instead. Possibly. Something. And it would allow this to be closer to the ground. Let's do it. So it'll slightly increase the part count, but that's fine. If this was my previous laptop, I'd actually worry about that, but this laptop can actually handle the load. There. So what's 2 of these on? Horizontally. Not horizontally. Is that fairing have to be even bigger? No, instead we just struck and there. Then offset it in. Still not going to actually hit. Centrifuge. Okay. So, question. Okay, these do actually provide flow.
Let's check if they do in fact. Sure. Yes, it does provide flow. We rocket. Full silo load. Tab. Fuel silo merge. Route it to this part. Take that. Tear off the fuel silo. Tear this off. Reroute it to this part. So happy with KSP2, where you can actually build multiple separate things at the same time. And not have this go to doubt, and be able to actually like put parts on it and everything. KSP2. It's gonna be so amazing. It's gonna be so amazing. I'm so excited for it. Okay. There. It's down a bit. Bit more. Center. Okay. Then make the fairing a bit wider. I think we have the delta V to. Let me pull up the delta V map to see if we do have the delta V for this. Okay, 3,400 plus 160. We have enough delta V. Okay. This. Now, also important, we don't actually launch our crew on this one. Could. It wouldn't cause any problems, I don't think. But no, we're gonna make a shuttle. I want to do this the correct way. Fairing. Boop. Boop. It's wide enough? Yes, it's wide. Nope. This is wide enough. Nope. It's looking fairing. Rocket. Anything else we're missing? Let me look through, see if.
Oh yes, we need a ladder here. Just forgot. It's close to the ground to be useful. Now, if it turns out this is in the wrong position, because of the outdoor construction capabilities, we can actually fix that. Oh, we could have used these, unlocked them, but we're only putting people have more than enough. So if we want a bigger base, we can add the whole massive hab containers. Power. Do we need? Nothing else really, I don't think. Could make this inflatable. There's a cab module. Now, cargo-wise, we do want to put some stuff on. The airlock. Probably want fuel cylinders and a fair few repair kits. Sure, an experiment kit. Actually put a storage unit. Partially to add mass, because it's not. Oh, it's okay. It's doing. Why is that the axis? Ah, I know. I just need to rotate this 45 degrees. No, why is that still the axis? Jeez. I'll just schlep one down here. It. There we go. Okay. So, what do we want to put there? Other useful bits, like bits like joint sockets. And resource transfer station. Oh, pylon's too big. I'll just do that. Can you guys think of anything else I should put on this cargo storage? Not putting a lab because I think these are overpowered and I will not use them. Anyway, I think we're good here. Front, make sure we're not bringing anyone in, okay. So let us send this to Minmus. Oh, yeah, I almost forgot. I need to put one of these in. We'll put right here. Unsure why this doesn't already come with probe control, but it doesn't, so I do that. Perhaps I should mod. I should mod them in probe core. No, it actually might suggest to Nerdty that you should give all the station cores probe cores. Okay, DCA on, enable, stage on to orbit kilometers with an inclination of 6. Then negative inclination down as much as the. Hope I missed a little bit. Okay, we're at descending node. Launch. Oh. Rocket noises. No. Actually, I think once we land this, I'll leave it off because I'll end the stream because I need to perform system maintenance. Shut down and perform system maintenance soon. And also catch up with my two watch list because it's piling up. Gotta get the next. Gotta watch the next episode of Dragon Maids and all that. Yeah. Oh, and I forgot. The next Dr. Stone chapter. Yeah, it comes out roughly end of weekend for me, so I haven't actually got. Let's do it. It's all. Except Drez does not exist. Drez does not exist. Never talk about it. Trying to yeet our apoapsis out of the atmosphere. Wonder. I know why. It's because throttle controlled avionics is doing okay. It's because throttle controlled avionics is ever so slightly pulsing the engines in order to perform ever so slightly pulsing the engines in order to stabilize the craft. And I guess 50% throttle is exactly when the central flare shows up. Yeah. And I would bet that this side is the one with the cupola. So this side is ever so slightly massier, and so we get a little bit of torque, and so we're getting throttle controlled avionics. So you can see slightly lowering these engines to compensate.
Hopefully that doesn't cause too much issue. The single engine we have for landing. Station core has lots of torque. Not lots, but a fair bit of torque. I should have fiddled around with it and offset it slightly, offset the engine on the actual hab in order to offset the engine on the actual hab to cancel that torque. Anyway, it's too late now. I have to do, I think, a little bit more of a correction. I guess KSP is a bit... I should put timestamps on the... Is there a way to put timestamps on Twitch chat so I can see whether I was missing your messages or whether I just sent them? Struggles of small streamers. You don't have an active enough chat to actually tell how long ago a message was sent. Something I did, so. Okay, we're in orbit. Nice. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say, oh, I am big brain because I understand the KSP, but yeah, I guess I've just been playing it for like thousands of hours, so I rock orbital mechanics. It's here, but it does teach you the basics of rocket science fairly well, I'd say. And set says target. And where are we? We are now. Oh, actually, we're more aligned than we don't actually need to correct our. Well, I guess I'll look into chat timestamps. Yeah, we're actually more aligned than you. Usually, have to do a very slight plane change in order to align the orbits. I'm putting my hands on the screen, but see. So I need to set my leap motion so I can like just gesticulate my hand in front of the camera so my tracking is glitching. Okay, yeah. So to get to Minmus, we need to burn judging angles around here. A little bit earlier. And shunt our orbit, and we get an encounter. Very nice. Good encounter. For which I should pop the fairing. Should have done that before we circularized. Saved a bit more power. That's fine. Settings. Appearance. Timestamp. Thank you. Cool. Okay, that's working. Now let's go to the burn in 60 minutes. We have time. this up. Cool. Section's drifting nicely. They disappear when we time. Feels. I mean, this craft is a bit small for us, but there's this really cool feeling when you have a really big craft and it's just kind of slowly lumbering around to come to bear for a maneuver. Get the sweet taste of pink of nuclear thermal rockets. Red. I'm trying to remember what fuel this engine plume is based off of. You just have liquid fuel here, but I think this color was... The plume maker said this color was kerosene, and then the methane is more blue, is more bluish. Ooh, we're gonna cut it a little bit more tight, I think. Yeah. But then nuclear thermal rockets, which just fire pure hydrogen at very high velocity by heating it up with a nuclear reactor, their exhaust is pink. So you get this lovely pink radioactive glow. Really, radioactive glows are a bunch of different colors. My favorite color of radioactive glow is Cherenkov radiation blue. It's rather similar to my the color of my eyebrows and mouth around my eyes. Ranting about radiation color. I'm gonna save and then get this a little bit closer. There we go. Oh. 2 Minmus. Warp here. Let's continue going. Oh. Form a capture burn. That's a good safe periapsis is kilometers below 4 or 3 or 4 on Minmus. I think you start hitting mountain peaks, which is not ideal. I actually have a clip of me escaping hitting a mountain peak because I'm like, okay, I'm doing a nice close pass. Oh, why is the Kerbal Engineer impact marker showing? Oh no, that's a hill. Oh no. And I managed to dodge it, but like, oh no. Have base location. Don't have landing autopilot. Kind of execute.
Wait, no, it is. Are well, we've been captured. We've already captured, but we orbit. This 5.5 by 5.6. That's good. Here's our comms network coming into play. Okay, our comms network is now not coming into play, but since I already planned the maneuver, it's going to execute it. But you could see, it will, But no, I should make a comms. I should complete the comms network. Anyway, you could see it was communicating with this satellite, communicating with this satellite, communicating with Minmus, communicating with Kerbal Space Center. Right, let's warp till base in daylight, and until we have a good communication, until SAT is in sight. Ooh, that's going to be a little bit hairy. Yeah, but actually, we're going to leave this in orbit. I'm going to make a ComSat array real quick. Otherwise, we're going to have issues. Tangent time! ComSat array making. We need to figure this out. Just make a bunch of little probes. 3 specifically. We're going to make a triangle. New. Actually, no, we're not going to grab an octo because that has no reaction wheels. Grab this octo. 3, 7, 5. We're going to grab the hex. Q. Reaction wheels. Alright, hex. On it, we need some power. Solar panel. It's going to do not spin. I want just a little. I want sun tracking. Some kind. Make it nuclear powered. Yeah, I think for this kind of thing, we just want a ring of solar panels like that. Yeah, and then there's comms-wise, small relay antenna.
Flight-wise, Donuts tank. Ant engine. Offsetting up. Gives us nearly 2 kilometers per second of delta V actually, which is quite good. So, dumplings only radial though. This is a really small. Scurvy. More than enough. This is too long. Choices. This is. I mean, really, we're gonna. The way this, I'm gonna have to end up doing this is, we're gonna send up a larger craft. It's a bit stubbier. I send up a larger craft, a larger probe, and then just deploy 3 of these from it, which means that these really don't need that much actual fuel. There we go. Okay. Now, yeah, we need. Okay, just. Have a decoupler. Off. Then we have I guess we don't actually need another pod for this. Stick this on the fin directly. Bearing. Turn this off. Can't single space. So not build the ferry. Stage node structure. Reroute this to this. Some extra. Tight. Set. Antenna. That there. Cool. And these should be stack separators, not decouplers, then it clears out the space. Let's turn off the truss structure. I think you can just clip that. Definitely.
Definitely want those to be separators, otherwise they'll be locked in place. And then it'll jam and to be able to turn there. Okay. On. Place. Actually, we don't want to leave the stack separators stuck inside the stuck together to the actual fairing base, otherwise you run into problems. Otherwise it doesn't separate right. Said. It's not like section. Bearing. There. Okay. 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 There we go. Send this to orbit, which will do power of so actually, thinking, do you guys actually want to just watch me set up a comms network? It's a bit tedious. So, do you want me to do this on stream, or should I just? 'Cause I'm feeling myself fading a bit. Should I do this on stream, or do you want me to just do it off stream? Sort of. Let's make the stay. Stage. Staging. Staging. Don't use clutch. Okay. I guess if you're vibing, it's fine. I can run through basic comms network setup too. Just some amount of delta V. How much did I calculate we needed to get to Minmus orbit? It's 3,400 for it plus no. Flyby plus another 65. Sure. For second, want margin, so small rocket. Let's see. Is there another rocket actually pull or scout? Yes, the ore scout. Reroute that, attach to the side, tear off the relevant bit, throw this away. This is here. Further tear off the relevant bit. This away. It's here. Thrust to weight ratios look decent. Need a bit more fuel. Which we can get by
by... Guess this is possibly marginally heavier than the Scout. Anyway, the solution to us not having enough delta V, we need another 600, is to... There's more boosters. Specifically. Some small ones. Yeah, shrimps. Ah, okay, it's actually working this time. Ooh. A little bit power, a little bit more than that. I know. Just a bit over 4,400, so it's, slip. Which gets us a bit. Then here we can fuel, gets us a dismal thrust to weight ratio there. Let's not do that. That's going to cause some problems. Already causing problems. What? What's going? What? Oh. Odd. I think the solution is just... Okay. Anyway, thrust to weight ratio here is already abysmal. Just 4 more stages. Less fuel and 4 stages. So actually, what's the relative thrust between? 60 definitely powerful. Because it's okay. Let's ditch this. It's because I'm trying to lift too big of a payload with too small a rocket. That's the problem. Too big a payload and too small a rocket. So solve this by building a bigger rocket. Go to slightly larger tanks. Still have issue of kind of low thrust to weight. Issue solved, likely. Still want to eat this pretty high up, otherwise we're going to have problems where it's going to not be able to actually, it's going to pitch over too far and then start falling back. We have too low of a thrust to weight ratio on this stage.
Engines. And we could actually use this engine instead. Gives us more than enough to V, but not enough. More than enough delta V, but not enough thrust. Ah! Add 2 sparks to the side. So 2 sparks. Pulse. 4 sparks. There we go. Technically, these will be a bit more suited because of actual amounts, but okay. It's down a bit. Out a tad. We'll get cosine losses, but that's fine. Ah. There. Okay. It's not. But, it's in and couple it in. It's fairly good. Okay. This is gas generators out. Slightly longer. Center. It's to base. Okay. Mx. Small basic fin. Levon. Out. 10. But here we go. Where the set? Okay, gauging looks good. Have more than 3. Let's go. And actually, nearly. Speak. It's 2. Turn. CA cable. Go stage to orbit. 6-degree inclination, 80 kilometers. Is the ascending punch? Ooh. Ooh. Okay, I need to fix the plume on this. Ignore that. I'm going to write that down as urgent. Fix plume on the Ursa liquid fuel engine. Fix. So actually, we can work on fixing that plume right now. Here, boom. Where is this? Terrier, spark, turbine, spark. Kodiak. Offset. 0. Zero. 0. 1.5. Negative 0.0. 2, 3, 5. Okay, boom. 0.05 Z. Need to actually type that into the once I'm actually done with this, I'm going to have to... Ooh. I've never really actually decided on a pronunciation. I guess the last part would be Saya or C. I think Saya. Yeah, Saya. Like... Sorry. Sort of like that. Saya. Should put the guide to that. We're... Okay, yeah, time to wrap up. This is the... Come on. Taking some... There we go. Okay. Perfect. Ourselves out of the atmosphere. Ooh, but it is right. I'm constructed by the ODS 53A means Odyssey Dynamics / Systems 53A.
It's also why this playthrough is called Odyssey Aerospace. I have a flag, which I've not put on this, but I... Second. Pop off the fairings. Hopefully I didn't break anything. Nothing to deploy. Just send this whole bus to Minmus. Oh, it's getting pretty routine now. This is a common target, it seems. Sending node of 0 degrees. That's great, actually. All looks here. Okay. Now, the reason I know this angle is because I've done this a bunch of times, but the way you figure out that angle is by putting your orbit out to where it intersects Minmus's orbit. Like that, you see the orange would go, and then the orange would come back around in the normal ellipse, except we're actually going to hit Minmus. But then, you move your maneuver forward and backward until it hits Minmus, while keeping the tip of it on Minmus's trajectory. Watch. Its number gets bigger. Bigger number. Faster. We'll actually get faster as we go out, as a smaller input of energy gets you higher out, because the gravity here becomes less. Looking at Minmus. Do a little bit better on the... Oh! Burning a little bit more progrades. Means the direction you're already moving actually speed yourself up. So quick save. Like pretty much every other satellite we've put. This one, polar in a high, not polar. This one's going to be equatorial in high orbit. Previous ones were either low orbit and landed, or high orbit and polar, so that's because of SCANSats. But this one, say 100 orbit. Wants all the sides of the triangle to have clear line of sight. Yeah, 100's gonna work out pretty fine actually.
Oh, execute node. So warp it. The reason I haven't actually put that in my bio is, I don't know, I'm a bit unsure about it now because it turns out there are actually actual companies named all the different permutations of Odyssey, whatever I might think of. So, screw it. I'll put it back into my bio. The lawsuits can come when I'm actually popular enough for the companies to give a shit. To put, actually, we want to put the satellites out from this orbit because then we can do our method for ourselves. We'll demonstrate our method for distributing satellites into a, well, get ourselves a bit more circular. So I'm not going to do the precise math to do this in only one orbit. Just wait it out. The way you distribute the satellites out is that you have a higher orbit. Will both have the craft have a lower orbital velocity, and the orbit will take longer because it's a longer distance. So you go into a smaller orbit to go faster and a larger orbit to go slower. Now this also means that counterintuitively, to go toward an object in order to rendezvous with it in orbit, you burn away from it to burn either, if you're in front of it, you burn away from it prograde in order to raise your orbit and go slower, or you burn, if you're behind it, you burn retrograde away from it in order to lower your orbit and go faster, so you catch up with it. This rather confused NASA when they were trying to do the first orbital rendezvous with the Gemini missions, which is why it took them several tries to figure it out. Quite counterintuitive, but once you get the mechanism, it makes sense. Perhaps I should make an MS Paint scene so I can draw these things. Anyway, now what we're going to do is we are pretty much at apoapsis, so we're going to decouple that, switch to it, put it to a prograde, put it to engine, and put it into a 100 by 100 kilometer orbit. Okay, cool. And now we will specifically note down this number, the orbital period. So 2 hours, 41 minutes, and 27 seconds. And now we switch back to this. Then we look at Minmus from top down and keep warping. Ooh, okay, I lost track of it. That's to going a bit. So we're here, and the thing we're trying to get away from is here. So we want to make a 120-degree angle between us, Minmus, and the relay. before we launch our second relay. So what do? So looks about 120. So once we hit apoapsis here, we're going to launch the next one. Doesn't need to be a perfect. Anyway. This here. Thank you, Jingle Riot, for the follow. Ooh, what brings you here, actually? Collect data. Stuff. Well, this one. Turn on its engine. Prograde and get it into a circular orbit. Thank you. Cool. I mean, I had friends at college, and then, oh yes, definitely excited about KSP2. Yeah, I had friends at college, but then the big C happened, and like, yeah. Except I'm a robot and I don't get viruses. Well, I do get viruses, but different kind of viruses. But yeah, I'm very excited for KSP2. So hyped. There's so many features that it seems like the people making it are like actually into. There were big KSP fans, so hopefully they do it justice. No, I'm not gonna like pre-order it or anything. I'm gonna wait at least maybe like a few weeks or months after it actually comes out before getting it to make sure that it's actually like good. But yeah, now what we need to do is we can adjust this particularly. So now we need to essentially wait for this to get into a good position. A few more orbits, I'd say. Perhaps next orbit, I think. Yep. Right about... right about now. Engine and cells up. So now we have a very rough triangle, but good enough. The general idea is that you want to get at least... Okay, yeah, we need to... Are we? Is this us? Which one is us? Which one are we controlling right now? Okay, that one's not us. That one is us. That one's not us. Okay, so we want to go forward relative to these guys. So yeah, actually now we're in a decent enough position. We can just block everything in. So
This guy's 2 hour 41 minutes 22 seconds. Okay, that's close enough to the previous one. This one, we want them all to have the same period so they stay in the relative positions that they are in. This one is at 2 hours 41 minutes and 27 seconds. Okay, that one was our original one. This one is at 2 hours 41 minutes and 13 seconds, which means we need to go a little bit longer. So I'm gonna burn prograde a tiny bit. 2 hour 41 minutes, 5 seconds. Good. So that is how you set up a comms network. Now we can actually land this thing. And I think after this, it's getting late. I'm gonna end off the stream. Yeah, this is, I think, the most people I've had watching me simultaneously. Exciting. But catch it tonight. So that will execute. With enough delta V for this. Orbital. To land cells, I think, sort of making a triangle with these so we don't have too far to go. Plug things in. Looking was perfectly target. So side a bit more that way, then this way. There. Hello, AJ Boots. Now, you're about to do a suicide burn, which is quite fun. So a suicide burn is essentially you wait until the last possible seconds to fire your rockets, and the idea is to reach 0 speed, 0 velocity at 0 altitude. It's the most efficient way to do it because you spend the least time burning, and so you spend the least time fighting gravity, so you get the lowest gravity losses. But also, it's dangerous because if you burn a tiny bit too late, you smack into the ground at speed because you do not reach 0 velocity to 0 altitude. And SpaceX does this. for its Falcon 9 boosters, mostly because they cannot actually throttle down enough in order to hover, so they have to do a suicide burn. They call it a hover slam. KSP people call it suicide burn. It is dangerous. 9, 8, 7. Nearly missed this communicating with chat one, so I need to pay attention. 4, 3, 2, 1, execute. Here, base coming into view. Oh, thank you, Metals. Ooh, this is my first raid. Hello. I'm in a very hairy situation here. Let me fix this real quick before I pay attention to you guys. Hello. So I'm not exactly sure what to do in case of a raid, but say hello, kind of explain what I'm doing. Setting up a thank you, Middle Spine, for the follow. I'm setting up a Minmus base for refueling whatever large spacecraft I might end up making in the future. And so we got a refinery, a fuel silo. Here we have a hab for whoever might be here to plug in the Kerbal attachment system pipe to the tanker. So I need to hop this over there. Yeah. Anyway, hello peoples. So we're gonna try to hop this off in that direction using the wonderful throttle controlled avionics, which provides lots of autopilot functions for this. So tilts up a bit. Tilt hover. So just this direction a bit. Cruise at what's it doing? Oh. Okay, this is not going particularly well, but Minmus has very low gravity, so we can get away with this. On. On. It's a bit. We'll put on the spot some people. We want to go a little bit slowly, because unlike this silo. I'm going to. No, okay. Don't make noises collision protection, and also don't try to get us out of a hairy situation, because I'm going to handle it. Yeah, unlike this fuel silo, I do not actually have strafe thrusters on this, and so I have to stop and start and move around just by pointing my engine thrust. This we're getting to the solar panel, but around here it seems like a decent place to ourselves. Hover. Decent speed. Plenty of fuel left. And touchdown. Save. Turn off throttle controlled avionics. Here we go. We've landed. Now, I said I'd end off the stream here earlier, but since you all are here, guess, do you want to watch me design a shuttle to actually bring crew here? Throttle design not interesting, somewhat interesting. No, I'm getting tired. I'm gonna make the executive decision. Even though this is the I'm doubting myself. Also, I have so much stuff on my watch list. Yeah, I think. I guess I'll start on this. This has a capacity of 4 people, I think. 4 pull up. Yeah, you're right, Retro. I actually have stuff to do relatively early next morning, so I think I'll end it off here. This seems like a decent place to end it off. Anyway, I never know how to end these things. Yes, have a good cert time zone relevant greeting here. A good morning, evening, night. Weird time of hour where it's like 4 a.m. and it's feels like it's last night, but also it's the morning. And ah, cool. Okay. Fare thee well, or something. Bye. I shall use it wisely.